Good evening, everyone. So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about common mistakes when materializing desire. And all of my points, I'm going to just set a disclaimer because all of my points are said with love, and it's not necessarily a you thing, it's just the fact that we've been misinformed. I have, like, myself, personal experience, have been misinformed, and it's only because most people's journey, even though it's similar in terms of beliefs and self-regulation, we'll get into that, there's still nuances and differences in the way that you as an individual is going to get results versus someone else. And it's the same with me. So I could share as many techniques and affirmations and all the things that I have been able to get results from, but until you actually get a good flow of what works for you and the process that is going to give you the best and only the best results and quick results, that's really how you're going to be able to quantum leap over and over and over again and see your desire materialize. So jumping right in, I'm going to be looking at my computer quite a bit because there are some points here that I really want to hit home with. So I have 3 most common mistakes, and of course, if you have any other common mistakes that you might want to share, just based off of what you've seen and like your personal journey, please feel free to share those in the comments. And so I want to dive into the first one. So the first one is you believe that you don't have to be self-regulated. You just feel like if you set the intention and forget it, so to speak, and again, there's some of us in the manifestation community that tell you to set it and forget it, and that's not necessarily what I would recommend. I would recommend that you get emotionally self-regulated so that you are able to think about just receiving your desire and repeatedly receiving that desire, which is your imaginal experience, which will then allow you to maintain those states that are going to be pushed out and materialized. So there's a process here. There's really a process, and acknowledging that there is a process to manifesting is really key, and it's really important. It's going to save you so much time, walking around and running around in circles, trying to figure out why it's not working. And this might be one of the few reasons why it's not working, is because you're not emotionally self-regulated. So your subconscious mind needs to be regulated in order for it to be open and receivable or receiving to new ideas and imaginal experiences. Otherwise, if the subconscious mind is not fully saturated and engaged in what people have mentioned as impressed, if you have not impressed the subconscious mind, it's going to be not just number one, a roadblock. There's, some underlying subconscious block that is preventing your subconscious mind from receiving it, but you're just not going to see the manifestation, unfortunately. So this is why we're having these conversations, so that we can peel back some of what we have learned that are not working for us, unlearn some of those beliefs that other people have had that have placed upon us, but really just also be able to use discernment. And that comes from your emotional mastery, is to be able to use discernment and your own spiritual emotional judgment to then say, okay, well, how do I feel? Like, you want to be able to express yourself in a way that is not predominantly influenced by the external world, but you want to be able to have full and complete control with the way that you're feeling and how you're feeling. Okay. And this has nothing to do with determining when and how your manifestation is coming. And I'm going to also get into that. You don't want to mess with the how and the when, because it's just like messing with the overall process of how your desire is actually going to unfold and materialize. So be really mindful of that. Like, you don't want to feel like you cannot feel the way that you are meant to feel in order to experience the desire right now. and just say, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for the desire to come for me to feel a lot better. This is thinking in reverse, essentially. And I think that's in my next few points anyway. So the first point, again, you believe that you should not, or you believe that not being self-regulated is going to benefit you on your manifestation process. Okay. And again, we've all learned the hard way, but this is why I'm doing this video, so that we could progress you forward in your manifestation process and get you to manifest a lot quicker. So you do have to be emotionally self-regulated and self-mastered when you are manifesting on a time crunch, or even not on a time crunch. It doesn't have to be a time crunch. And so the next point is that you think the technique is going to just magically work, and it's going to just make your desire appear. And so again, this is another miseducation in the community, that you put all of your power, essentially, you put all of your power into this technique, and then you find out that it's not working, and you find out that you don't see the manifestation, and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait. Meanwhile, because you've given your energy off to, just doing this technique, it's almost like you're blindly doing the technique if you are not completely manifesting, or you're not completely maintaining, the feeling state that will allow the universe, again, to push out and materialize the desire for you in the first place. So don't feel as though you have to put all your energy and your effort into this thing that you're physically doing in order for it to unfold for you. You're pleasantly expecting it to unfold because you are thinking in reverse. You're thinking in a reverse perspective to believe that you need to be able to shift into the feeling state. So give yourself the imaginal experience of this desire, maintain the feeling state, and then it materializes. So again, there's a process. When you get emotionally self-regulated and you're not entertaining opposing thoughts, you're not entertaining the things that I like to do back in the day is create experiences that did not exist and kind of like play around with that suffering, that inner suffering, and just like literally reacting to the events that was not going to happen. And so again, this is what happens when you are addicted to lower states and vibrations. And this is not to say that you are addicted to it by any means, but again, the subconscious mind is going to continue to materialize the thing that feels familiar to you. And whether that's good or bad, it's still going to materialize those experiences. And this is why, again, if you notice a pattern in your manifestation process or just in your life in general, and you're noticing, thought patterns and experiences, and you keep getting this mirroring, this is why you're experiencing this, because you're reaching to a point where you're plateauing in your manifestation process, because you're unable to really understand why your mind continues to materialize the thing that you do not want. And so there's really something to look at there, because if you're continuously materializing what you do not want in a different location, in a different person, and it's just, going to materialize and continue to materialize as the same experience, there is definitely something there. And it's very specific to yourself, so it's very specific to every individual, but just know that there is definitely something there to unpack when you are recognizing lots of mirroring experiences and a lot of just overall life path patterns, so to speak. And so always keep that in mind, that you're not giving your power away to this technique. You're not giving your power away to any external whether that be institution, teacher. You're not giving your power away. You're taking your power and you're using it to again maintain your feeling states and allow the universe. It's really a co-creation experience, right? It's not a specific person or a location or an institution thing. It's more like you want to be unwavered in your faith and your belief that this is going to happen, or at least the possibility of it is possible for you. And a lot of what I mentioned goes back to self-concept as well. Like, you want to feel like you are the one that gets to have this experience, because sometimes when we notice those patterns, and going back to those patterns, is we notice that we're not worthy of this particular thing, and the subconscious mind will of course push back and be like, oh, well, you haven't had that before, and hey, we've kept you alive, so we don't have to give you this new experience. We're just going to keep you right here, right now, and we're just going to keep you right here where you're at, and we're not going to do anything about it, because guess what, we're keeping you alive. We're actually doing we're not doing your job, but we're actually doing what we're supposed to, keeping you alive, right? And so and this is, again, the mysterious wonders of the subconscious mind. And so again, this is why going back to point 1 is so important, is that when you are emotionally self-regulated and your nervous system is safe and relaxed, your mind, again, is going to be able to expand to the point of, actually being able to receive, because it's not going to receive if it has to be in fight or flight. It's not going to receive if you are continuously entertaining thoughts that remind you that you're in survival mode. It's more of one of those, it's a nuance that the more that you understand the subconscious mind and what it does, and how it keeps you alive and thriving, is the same way it's going to allow your desire to actually materialize. The more and more you understand it. Okay, so don't think that by doing the technique, it's going to automatically just have your manifestation appear without you actually being emotionally self-regulated, and know that this state is yours because you've already lived it. So you're giving yourself the imaginal experience and the feeling states. And my next point, my last point is, and of course there's more than a couple, but these are the main ones that I'm seeing in just overall my clients and my prospects' manifestation journeys. And the emotional self-regulation one is actually the most important one, and it's the most important one that I'm seeing the most in terms of questioning. Like, I get a lot of questions that are related to emotional self-regulation and how to do it. And so, the quickest way that you can get relaxed is pretty much how you're going to do it, is the quickest way that you can get relaxed, is the quickest way that you can get grounded and get centered and get to an environment where it's, safe and harmonious for you. And of course, the more you touch into that, the more you touch into just, feeling safe. I don't know why I'm saying safe, but feeling safe in environments over and over and over again is really going to allow you to make those shifts a lot easier. Okay. And so the last point is that you are expecting to materialize your desire without predominantly being in the feeling state of already having it. So this is the work that sometimes gets trippy and it's challenging, that you are, again, you're not entertaining opposing thoughts. You're not entertaining the thing that happened last week to you. You're not thinking of any other outcome but this particular desired outcome. And it requires a good amount of focus and a good amount of energy to when you think about this particular area of your life, this particular aspect of your life, that it is done, that it is already done, that what you desire for it to materialize it's already done. So you essentially are thinking from a place of already having it. And if you could get yourself to a place of predominantly already having it, then most of that work is done. Most of that work is done because all you have to do is continue to maintain it. And so when you, again, think back to the state of already having, whether you are telling yourself, oh, well, that just happened to me last week. Like, my desire just came to me last week. Say it could be a specific person that you are manifesting in, and you are manifesting in a phone call from him, and he calls you last week, and he's set to call you. You spoke to him every single day since the time that he first called you last week. So it's almost like you want to create time and space between you already receiving the desire versus you waiting for the desire. So you're really thinking and feeling from the place of already having it. And if you are if you think that you can robotically affirm with feeling that way, like feeling that you already have this desire, that's also a really good indicator that you can continue with robotically affirming. I use robotically affirming when I am journaling or scripting. And so that's what's worked best for me. And everything, like all of these techniques, the, journaling, the scripting, the guided meditations, the mirror work, all of those techniques are not as, they're not going to be as strong for you if you don't believe first that you could have it. And so this all said, like I'm kind of like dabbling into multiple reasons why you're making mistakes in your manifestation process, but it all sums up to what you believe you could have. It all sums up to what you believe in yourself and your self-image and your overall self-concept. So, and I just want to touch lightly on the self-concept before I hop off, is that you get to experience what you believe what you can have. So if you believe that you could have this experience or this lifestyle or this aspect of your life that you haven't had before in your life, you could still give yourself that imaginal experience. I've had multiple experiences in my past where I have materialize the things that I never had before, right? This new luxury apartment, the huge sums of cash that, is suddenly flooding my accounts. Like, it's 100% doable. Having SP and having a strong, committed relationship, like, these are aspects of my life that, was not very predominant in my previous years, but are now very much predominant and very much are tangible and have much more to show from that, from just the way that I have been able to perfect my manifestation process. So for those of you who are interested in working with me one-on-one, I would love to. And so these are strictly done for you services. So I literally put you in your future self and we manifest and materialize together for 9 weeks, apologies. And we dive deep into what is underneath the surface of your subconscious mind. We're not going to, play about what is blocking your subconscious mind from fully being saturated and again, materializing your desires. We're going to get down and deep, and we're going to go deeper and deeper to figure out what's really blocking you from being able to materialize your desire. So if you have any questions about this program, again, it's nine weeks. It starts next month, and I would love to have you on board. I've already had clients that have felt more than amazing and have been able to experience the materializing of their desires just after like session 6. So I know that this is 100% doable for you, and I want you to know that you are worthy of everything that you desire, and you don't have to water down your desire. If anything, I don't want you to hold back. And this is what I also teach my clients, is that if you want this huge umbrella quantum manifestation and you want this huge desire, what is it? Mine is freedom. What is yours? It could be joy. It could be harmony. It could be freedom. It could be wealth, right? It could look it could look different for everyone. And so I always encourage my clients to dive in and never hold back. Don't hold back, because you want to bring your whole self, the fullness of yourself, to the present moment in every single moment. And this is why we're here, right? Like, we know why we're here. We're here to experience our desires and fully live a full life, a full and complete life. So that's all I wanted to mention today. And again, it was on my heart to share these points with you. And if any of these points resonated with you, please leave that in the comment section, that point in the comment section. I would love to continue the conversation. And for now, I'll see you on the next one.